Telling people to speak up, to use their voice, and to reach out only works if the rest of us are willing to take the time to listen and receive. These cards allow for both to happen. Conversation is currency. Communication is a lifeline. I fully believe that creating this project comes from my inner child. It comes from tapping into something that I've been feeling over the years, that I've been witnessing over the years. Most of it, the disconnect between the older generations and the younger ones. While this is natural, I feel like with the enhancement of technology, I feel like it's just driven this kind of wedge between a lot of people. And one of those wedges, I think, is, there's a lot of people who are vocal, are becoming more vocal. A lot of people are online. They share a lot online, which this is a good thing. This is something good and should continue. But I feel like it's also sort of pushing down those who are afraid to use their voice, and those who are afraid to, be online and to be really vocal. And it's creating a little bit of a disconnect. And then when it comes to the kids, I just feel like so many of them can't find the right words, and a lot of the adults around them are too busy to fully pay attention, to fully be in tune with the moments that the young kids are saying to them, I'm fine and I'm good. And they get more and more quiet and more reserved in their shells because they can't find the right words, and with the fear that they're going to be taking away too much time because everybody around them is busy, is on the go, and this is how life is becoming. And if there isn't a lot of time to just sit down and, express how we really feel, that person-to-person connection, and not just via a keyboard or via iPhone, if we don't have that, it tends to sort of disintegrate. It's one of those things that, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's a skill that can slowly become weakened by the fact that it's simply not being used. So when I created these cards, the vision of it was to simply open that door to having those even smaller conversations at the beginning that can help bridge that gap that a lot of people could be feeling when it comes to family or friends. They can feel a little disconnected and a little bit, unseen and unheard. And, another thing that I have noticed, and I actually noticed it in this workshop that I did with these young kids, that a lot of the people who were wanting to talk a lot, even though they're talking a lot of people tune them out because they're so used to them being the only one talking. And so even the people who are talking a lot, even the people who are the speakers and the voices, a lot of times you can be heard and not be received. Those are two different things. And I think a lot of people, there's a lot of chatter, there's a lot of things to bring in and listen to, but our attention spans are quick. We move through them quickly. How much are we actually receiving? How much are we actually taking in and respecting? So it's not just the quiet people that are the ones who are not heard because they're simply not speaking. A lot of times it's the really vocal ones that are getting tuned out because they're not giving the floor to somebody else who may need to have a conversation with them, or may need to share their time with their words. So there's a lot of things that kind of go into this project, but at the end of the day, it's very simple at the core. It is something that I wanted to it's something that comes from my heart, again, from kind of my inner child as a person, as a person who has always struggled using my own voice. And I'm just hoping that this can be a simple tool that people can use to open lines of communication to people that they may be struggling to want to talk to for good or bad. So this is kind of where it comes from. It truly is a passion project that comes from my heart and my soul, and I'm hoping to spread it as far and wide as it can possibly go. So can I tell you something? a few words that can go a long way. A few words that can save somebody's life, that can reconnect people, that can connect people, that can really get energy flowing. So if you are interested in these cards, if you want to know more, if you want to hold a workshop around it, especially if it involves young kids or even adults, it doesn't really matter, because I feel like this is important across the board. Please reach out to me on any of my platforms, and I would love to connect and possibly get you some of these cards to see how it can change the conversations in your life. Take care, guys.